What's happening, everybody? And once again, it's time for At Home with the Crossover. And for those of you who don't know, I'm your man, Big T, alongside the usual cast of characters, my tag team partners. We're going to start with the First Lady, the Queen, the Doctor, Mama, all those nicknames. What's going on, TP?
Hey, blessings, everyone. Blessings.
And then we got the man that brings the Ag swag to the show each and every week. We're talking about none other than Aggie P. What's up?
That Aggie pride is nationwide. Hey, Big T.
Yes, sir.
Any Central fans on this live tonight? That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know.
I'm glad you.
Eagles at.
We're gonna definitely talk about that a little bit tonight.
All right, I'm gonna calm down there. Let me calm down.
And then we got my man, our guest host, Bro Mel, is in the house. He joined us last week for the first time. He's back this week. Bro Mel, what's going on?
Hey, glad to be here again. Enjoyed the show last week. A good show again today.
All right. I love that. Love that energy. Then we got the man that's holding things down behind the board. Well, not so much behind the board. He's keeping an eye on things, though. Definitely keeping up with the time and stuff like that. We're talking about Ray Charles.
Radar's in the house. You know what? I hold things down behind the curtain, Big T, just so you know, put it in your notes, first and foremost. And you know what? Narrow is the way when I come to play. Radar.
There you go.
Me. You know what I'm saying? Time, Big T.
For those of y'all who can't see him, if we on the radio edition, guess what? He got on his black shades looking like Ray Charles or Stevie Wonder. And then, of course, we got the man that's keeping it all together. He's the glue. He seeps in the cracks and holds everything together. We talk about none other than the Birdman is in the house. What's up, Bird?
New angle, new hat, and put some respect on LeBron's name.
Oh, my goodness. Here we go. Here we
go.
Here we go with the respect on LeBron and all that good stuff. Well, anyway, together we're the Tunnel Crew, watching everything that happens inside and outside the tunnel, leading to the lines of competition in the world of sports. And we're going to start this show like we always do with our hot topics. Hottest stories in sports may not be what everybody else is talking about, but it's the things that we want to talk about. And we're going to begin with the quarterback rumor mill this week because it's hot. I mean, it's flaming hot. And, you know, most people know that Deshaun Watson, you know, several weeks ago, well, actually now it's been, I guess, a couple of months ago, voiced his displeasure with the Houston organization. And it was sometime like mid to late January. And he pretty much, you know, came out and said, you know, I want out. And the interesting thing about that was he had just signed a 4-year, $156 million contract in September. Now, the funny thing is a lot of people have been talking about, you know, him asking out, and they were like, well, of course you'd want out. You know, they got rid of, you know, Hopkins, his best receiver and all that stuff. Well, guess what? That trade had already happened before he signed the deal. So you can't put it on that. But long story short, he's not happy. They said a lot of it has to do with he was promised, you know, by ownership that he would be more involved in personnel decisions and all that stuff and coaching hirings and GM hirings, and none of that has manifested. So he's not happy. And that deal was set through 2025, but now he's saying he wants out. And then you know, Russell Wilson a few weeks back, I think it was back in February, mid-February, he went on Dan Patrick's show and stirred up a hornet's nest when he said, you know, I want to be more involved too. I'm tired of taking hits. You know, we need to get the line fixed. And they said the Seahawks organization wasn't happy with that. Well, at first, you know, it seemed like, this is nothing big, but it's turned into something big because last week his agent came out and said, look, he wants to stay in Seattle, but if they're going to trade him, you know, there are 4 teams he's interested in: Las Vegas, New Orleans, Dallas, and who's the other team? Who am I missing here? Chicago, the Bears. And so that leads us to what we're talking about with this. You know, both of those guys have no trade clauses. And do y'all see this stuff really happening? I mean, you know, Houston has said, they've been adamant. They said they're not getting rid of Deshaun Watson. Seattle, You know, they've just basically said nothing. So, Tunnel Crew, what's your opinion on the quarterback rumor mill?
Melvin, what you think?
Hey, it's to me, it's just a rumor mill. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of being stirred up, and it's a long way before the next season. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, you really have to look at it as well because you have some top quarterbacks out there that's saying, "Hey, I'm ready to be moved." So you know, hey, that's a lot to talk about when you got some of the top quarterbacks that's saying that. So
Yeah. Aggie P, I know you
Yes,
got
sir.
I know you got something. This is football. I know
Well,
you
first of all, Big T, the ones that you named are all African Americans, correct?
uh-huh.
So why can't we just get the deals done with the African American quarterback? Did Wentz? What's your quarterback, Birdman? Did
Wentz.
he get his deal?
No. Wentz didn't get the money. He got the money, but he ain't performed for that deal.
Okay, but was he traded?
Yes, he was traded.
Okay. Now I don't want to carry the show that way, Big T, but I had to throw that out there. Anytime a brother want to make over $30 million a year,
Mm-hmm.
everybody got problems.
Uh-huh.
You know, Dak, Jerry won't sign.
Yeah.
He's leaving him out there.
Yeah.
Hey, it's kind of like Rooftop said about a year ago. You know, it's the average. You know, what is the average quarterback getting paid nowadays?
Yeah.
Hey, Kirk Cousins got the big money, and we all know that he need to be on the high school team.
Yeah.
So let's sign these brothers, man. Let's move them around. Hey, they got the money.
Yeah.
But on a serious note, it just kind of bugs me, and I just don't understand why they can't go ahead and get them signed.
So
But-
what you oh
Well-
sorry, CP.
No, it's fine. You know what I was going to say? It seems like the same thing that we talked about a few weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
mirroring it when it comes time for Black coaches being signed.
Mm-hmm.
It's always seeming like the minorities are a problem when
Yeah.
it comes time for signing for anything that has to do with football.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't want to go there, Big T, but I got to be Aggie P. I mean, that's what I see. I know this is not the type, radio show for that, but hey, I mean, everybody else can get moved around.
But all you're doing is making an honest observation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean,
Okay.
Because the fact is this, like you're saying, why does it seem like there's always a problem when it's a quarterback of a certain persuasion, you know,
Okay.
that ask for the big deal, but then with other quarterbacks, it's like, oh, we can't let them walk out the door, give them whatever they want, you know.
Tony Romo, who remember that?
Let's stay there for a minute because here's the thing. We shouldn't have signed Wentz to a deal like that.
Hey, hold on, who's
He's
we?
still a rookie. He's still a rookie.
Who's
We
we?
shouldn't have done that because you look at just not this year, just look at him in general. Okay, he had that one breakout season. Okay, what did he do after that? Got injured. Got us to the playoffs. Got injured in the playoffs. And now a quarterback like of a minority like Lamar Jackson running out the tunnel in the fourth quarter.
Mhm.
That's true leadership. But you look at Carson Wentz. Oh well, you just want to sit out. You save yourself.
Yeah.
But you ain't gonna do nothing to prove why you deserve all this money. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, I mean, why is it a problem? Because you could do that with Lamar and Patrick, but you can't do that with everybody else.
Well, it's definitely an issue. I mean, in terms of, you know, I mean, like you say, you're not trying to say, hey, we're making it about race, but you are trying to say, hey, let's be real here.
Right. I mean, that's what I see.
You know, yeah.
I mean, if you see something else, please let Aggie P know. I'm sorry. That's just what I see. You know, JJ Watt wanted out about a week ago.
Yeah.
And his deal, I said, wow. But they don't want to release anyway.
Yeah, I feel you. I totally understand. Hey, I love the cats. Love the cats. Hey, those cats mean that we're up against a commercial break. So when we come back, we're gonna go into the next segment. And you're listening to At Home with the Crossover. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Band. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover, and make sure to catch this live At Home edition each and every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. While this pandemic is going on, and you can catch the show and all the Tunnel crew on Love and Faith Radio on our YouTube channel. That's Love and Faith Radio at YouTube. And then you can, once you're there, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the show so you can stay in touch and keep up with what's going on. Then you can watch the original Day and Time and watch listen to our original Day and Time, our original show on Thursdays at 7 p.m. That's the audio version, original crossover sports show. And you can catch that online at WLJFradio.com. And then you can catch the show on our app, our Love and Faith 100.7 WLJF app. And it is available both on Google Play and in the iTunes store. So be sure to catch both editions of the show. Tuesday night, the live edition at 7 p.m. And then Thursday nights, the radio version at 7 p.m. All right, let's jump back into the hot topics right quick. And real quick, before we move on from the quarterbacks, I just got to throw this out there. Did anybody see Drew Brees post that video of him pushing the sled in his driveway?
I saw that, Big T. Come on, Breeze.
What is he trying to prove, man?
He still has it.
Hey, he done let his hair grow out, or got some plugs or hair club.
Right.
I think he's trying to say I'm coming back, you know.
Hey, what's worse, him doing that or T.O. when he was doing sit-ups in the driveway?
Oh man. Well, hey, let's move on. And I'm glad you mentioned J.J. Watt before the break, Aggie P, because that's where we're going. Mr. Watt, like you said, he said he wanted out of Houston, and they wasted no time in letting him go, released him, and within less than a week?
Yeah, less than a week, Big T.
Got picked up by the Cardinals, 2-year deal. $31 million, $23 million guaranteed. And he's 31 years old. Now he does have, 5-time Pro Bowler on his resume, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year on his resume. He played 10 years with Houston. Now he's going on to play his 11th year with Arizona. And, one interesting thing I want to throw out there. He's being paired with another edge rusher who's in his 30s. Okay. Chandler Jones, and Chandler Jones is 31 years old. He has 97 career sacks. Watt has, I think, slightly over 100. I think he's got like 102 or something like that.
Okay.
That's a dynamic duo there. I mean,
yes, it is.
When you look at Chandler Jones, man, that dude, he's been in the league 10 years. Check these numbers out. 2013, he had 11 and a half sacks. 2015, 12 and a half sacks. 2016, 11 sacks. 2017, 17 sacks. 2018, 13 sacks. 2019, 19 sacks. And then last year, he only had 1 sack because he got injured after 5 games, torn bicep, missed the rest of the season. But these are the 2 monsters you're putting together in Arizona on the ends. And Chandler said, hey, I feel sorry for Russell Wilson.
I like that.
So what do y'all think about this move? You think, does it make Arizona, instant contender? They've got the young quarterback, got DeAndre Hopkins, they got the veteran receiver in Fitzgerald. Now they got these 2 beasts coming off the ends. What do y'all think?
For playoff contention, yes.
Mm-hmm.
For big game contention, there's still growing room to do. There's still a lot of growing room for that team.
Okay.
That can easily win that division and make it to the playoffs.
Okay. Radar, you look like you burning.
I totally disagree. Everybody goes to Arizona to retire. Emmitt Smith, Chandler Jones, and now J.J. Watt. And both of them going to be on the field too long to make a difference. They're going to be tired. They ain't got to go. They don't have a running game in Arizona, and they can't stay out. They can't keep the defense off the field. So he just going there to get paid. Like I said, that's my opinion.
So you said it's a retirement community, right?
It's a retirement community. Kirk Warner went there to retire. Fitzgerald went there to stay in there because he's like, I'm just going to retire here. Everybody's coming here. Why leave? And they pay you. They pay you to retire there.
Well, hey, I'm gonna throw this out there. I want to get your thoughts in a second, bro, Mel, but I'm gonna throw this out there real quick. So 30 and older sack masters, okay? Bruce Smith got 80 plus sacks after he was 30. Kevin Green got 70 plus sacks after he was 30.
Wow.
Chris Doman and Reggie White got 60 plus sacks after they were 30. In fact, Reggie White had a 16 sack season when he was 37. And your man, Aggie P,
yes,
Michael
sir,
Strahan set the record with 22 and a half sacks when he was 30. So there's life after 30, you know?
But no rings. No rings.
Bro, man, your thoughts.
Get some incentives, but no rings.
The common denominator through it all is you have to look at this with J.J. Watt. He's been injury prone the last few years.
There you go.
If he's healthy, I can see that. Mm-hmm. But the last, 2 to 3 or 4 years, he's been injured.
Yep.
You know. Now, all the guys you just now mentioned, they wasn't injury prone.
There you go.
And if he can't stay on the field, it ain't gonna help, Arizona. He got to get his body right. If he can stay healthy, I can see that. If he don't, then it's not gonna benefit Arizona.
Hey, excellent analysis there. Brought something to the table that was definitely legit. Anybody else want to touch on this before we move on?
No, we better go ahead and lead the retirement community. Yeah, let's leave them alone. Radar have stamped them. Hey, it's said and it's done.
Hey, what final thought? This just came out today, and I caught this literally 30 or 40 minutes before showtime. The number 99 was retired in Arizona. J.J. Watt wears 99. Number 99 was retired, and it was held by an all-pro running back named Marshall Goldberg. He played for the Chicago Cardinals back in the 30s and 40s. He was an all-pro, I think a 5-time Pro Bowler, and they retired his number, and his daughter gave her blessing to J.J. Watt to take the number 99. They took it out of retirement. Me personally, if I was a player, I couldn't disrespect another player.
Right. Yeah.
Take the number out of retirement, it's a new start. Start with a new number, right? So anyway, that's just me,
I agree with you, Big T. Yeah, leave it in retirement.
Yeah, leave it in retirement. What did you say, TP?
Well, no, I agree with that. I love the Ernie Davis story.
Yeah.
How Ernie Davis followed behind Jim Brown.
Yep.
And even though he never played, for him, he took the number 45 instead of the number 44 and going to the pros. So he didn't want to dishonor Jim Brown and trying to let me take the number. So, you know, I would do the same thing. I feel like then what they have retired, you're kind of now just messing it all up, basically.
Yeah.
Well, hey, what's up with a running back wearing 99 anyway, though?
See, back in them days, they was winning 90, 99, 65.
I mean, think about how funny that would look now, running back coming through the line with 99.
Number 99 in I formation.
They even gave them numbers they didn't want.
Right.
It's 0. What?
All right, y'all. Moving on to ACC basketball, and the Tar Heels last week, they didn't have a game, and so they were like, "Hey, anybody want to play us?" And Marquette said, "We'll play you." And here comes Marquette with old Duke Blue Devil as the head coach. Woj, wasn't it Woj? What's his name? I think it's Wojciechowski. He's their coach, and he brings them into Chapel Hill, and they embarrass Carolina. I think they beat them by like 14 points or something like that. And Roy was mad at the press conference talking about, you know, I wouldn't have scheduled them if I'd known we were going to lose. You know, I would have scheduled the Lakers if I thought we were going to win. And then they bounced back and beat number 11 Florida State on Saturday, hit 27 free throws, which is amazing. Carolina can't shoot free throws worth nothing. Then turned around last night and lost to Syracuse 72-70. I mean, the roller coaster ride that these boys are on is just crazy. They now have a 15-9 record, but Roy did hit 900 career wins. He became the fastest to do that in both games and years. The fastest in least amount of games and the fastest in the shortest amount of time, years-wise, to hit the 900 mark. But like I said, you know, that was sandwiched in between 2 losses. So
I got a question about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know they say Roy hit the 900. I saw it. I saw the ceremony. So I'm just asking. I'm asking because I look at Dean Smith and them, and I'm looking at, you know, what they hit. But if I'm not mistaken, their season wasn't as long as Roy's, right?
Yeah. I mean, at some point it bumped up, but for at least, I would say at least half of Dean Smith's career, I don't think they were playing as many games.
Right.
And then there was a time where they didn't even make it to the tournament if they didn't win the ACC tournament, you know? So if you lost the ACC tournament, you were out of the NCAA tournament. So you didn't even get to add those extra games on. So yeah, you're right.
So that's why I looked at it like, in my opinion, they need to compare the regular season games with the regular season games and then go from there, because the seasons was not as long. Now I know we still dealing with Corona that could probably take away a few, but when you look at the average season now is longer. I mean, come on, March Madness is going into almost April. I mean,
good point. Real good point.
Big
so hey, check this out. Then you got you got Duke, who they had a 4-game winning streak snapped by Louisville, 80-73 in overtime. And your boy Matthew Hurt, he comes out and scores 37 points. But here's the funny thing. I'm sitting there watching the game. Last 5 minutes, he barely touched the ball. Even the commentators like, "Where's Matthew Hurt?" I said, "He's tired." You know, he scored 37. He scored about half their points. You know, what do you want?
Sit on down.
Yeah, sit
Get
down.
back out here.
Any thoughts on these two teams? And the reason I bring those two teams up, because they're facing off Saturday night to close out the regular season. Their traditional, their annual season closer in Chapel Hill, and there will be some fans down there in Chapel Hill. But any thoughts on these two teams going into that matchup? Right up.
This game is about as important as the parents versus the teachers. In a mirror game, don't nobody care.
Hey, I feel you.
But in real talk, it's so sad to see two programs that at least had 2 or 3 guys come out each year have nobody. Yeah. I mean, not even a whisper of a star from Carolina. I'm a Duke fan, but not from Carolina.
Yeah.
That's scary, Big T.
Could be worse. It could be Kentucky.
You got a point.
That's true.
Bro Mel, what your
Big
thoughts,
T.
sir? You're our resident college basketball expert.
Well, what you're saying here is, well, Duke is playing good ball, and Hurts is the key to that to that team going forward. So they have to find him during the end of the game. They got to get him the ball.
Yeah.
Carolina, when I look at Carolina, it's a mental thing.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to get because you don't know what their mindset is when they come into the game.
Yeah.
And one way that you can tell if they're going to be successful or not is how many turnovers they have.
Yep.
And I'm saying when you start seeing the turnovers, they're not focused.
Yep.
They're not focused. That's what they have. They're not focused. Whereas with Duke and Carolina, it's always going to be a good game, regardless of what the records are, who they have on the team.
Yeah.
That's going to be a wait to see game. So even though they're playing in Chapel Hill, last minute of the game going to determine what's going to happen. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
That was our hardest pick this week too for me. I was struggling. I mean, I was like, okay. But yeah, that was a difficult pick.
You should have did like I did, Acc, just flip the coin because I'm focused. So let me just flip a coin and hey, sticking with college basketball, number 2 Baylor, the former number 2 Baylor, they went into Kansas on Saturday night and got beat. They were 18-0 before that game, and that loss was their first loss of the season. Of course, they had been off for 2 weeks because of COVID, and the game before that they didn't look great. They had to come back in the final seconds to win that one, and but they took the L on Saturday, and so they're 18-1 now. New top 25 came out. Gonzaga, man, 24-0. They're the last undefeated team. The Zags kind of trying to run away with it, but hey, the team I think everybody need to watch out for, and we got them heavy in the picks this week.
Yeah,
Michigan. They done moved up to number 2. They 18-1. They've been blowing people out the last 4 or 5 games. And then you got Baylor, who dropped from number 2 to number 3 at 18-1. So there you go with the top 25. Hey, moving on real quick to a local flavor. High school.
I was say real quick.
TP, go ahead.
I was just gonna say real quick. I was just gonna say that I feel like we're kind of going back to Mr. Melton's comment. I feel like we're missing out on players as far as who is in the league because we were losing them to the pros.
Yep.
And we're not having those 4-year players anymore.
Yeah.
So we can connect with them.
That's right.
And that is regardless of any team. But, I'm missing that because you grow with them to want to see them successful. And I think that's what we kind of lost in Duke. When we had the last player to really go into the pros, and now nobody's really talking about him.
Yeah. And you know what? I mean, if you look at UNC's last few national championship teams, they were senior laden or upperclassmen, senior and junior laden teams, and now they've turned it. But see, part of that was because they were on that probation and they were getting guys and developing them, and so they were staying the whole time. Once they went off probation, they started getting these one and dones like Duke and Kentucky are getting. And now you're seeing, I just don't think Roy Williams does well with the one and done guys, I mean, Coach K was doing well with him. He's been struggling the last couple of years with him. So maybe having them one and dones is not a great thing for these veteran coaches,
Yeah.
But hey, I was gonna jump into a local flavor, but we'll save it till we get back because I see the cats and jump back up on us. And so we don't want to make the cats angry. So we're gonna go ahead and take a commercial break, and when we come back, we'll deal with a few more hot topics. But we're gonna spend most of our time in the next segment talking about the question of the day, and we'll do that on the other side of the break.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, The Joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
All right, welcome back to this
LJF.
All right, welcome back to this at-home edition of the crossover, and be sure to catch this live at-home edition, this version of the show, every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. And you can do that by checking us out on YouTube, and our YouTube channel is Love and Faith Radio. Once you get there, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. That way you can stay involved and you can share it with your friends and get other people involved. Then you can catch the original show at its original day and time on the radio Thursdays at 7 p.m. And that's the audio version of the show. And you can listen to that edition online at WLJFradio.com. You can also download the Love and Faith 100.7 WLJF app, and it is available both on Google Play and in the iTunes store. So be sure to catch both versions of the crossover. All right. Like I said, we're going to get into a local flavor right quick before we move into, our question of the day. And high school football started. And I know Aggie P, you were against this, but they kicked off last Thursday night. Most teams played. Because of the weather, they moved their games to Thursday, and then some of the teams played on Friday. And just a real quick rundown of some of the local scores. Dudley smoked Page 32-6. What is pretty lopsided there. Smith jumped out 6-0 on Northern Guilford, and then proceeded to get beat 48-6. So it looks like it'll be a long spring season for Smith. And then Grimsley won 27-0 at Cox Mill, which, I don't even know who Cox Mill is.
They down the street from Edward Waters.
So Grimsley won that with 27-0. But here's something that's interesting, because we got a big matchup coming up this Friday. Y'all remember East Forsyth? They played Grimsley last year twice, once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. Both games were 21-20. East Forsyth won. And they danced all over Grimsley's field in the championship game, the conference championship game, before they went on to
let me know, and I'll hit you with that. All right, appreciate you, nephew.
They went on to play in the state championship. And they played Friday night in their opener, and Glenn beat them 18-0. Shut the two-time defending champs out. So now those two teams play this Friday, and we're gonna see if there's some trash talking going on this time. Moving on, A&T swept Central, beat them twice last week. And the one on Saturday night was a good game. It came down to wire. A&T got some athletes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, they got
We
some
win
athletes.
one tournament, but how many?
What, say that again?
How many tournaments did we win? How many?
Hey, 2?
Yes.
I know they beat them twice.
And women.
Hey, they beat Central last week. Oh, so the women beat Central too.
Yes, we won the championship tournament.
Oh, they won the tournament. So the men haven't played yet in the tournament yet. But they swept Central. The women won the tournament. So yeah, it was a good week for A&T and the Aggies. You know, they finished 7-1 in the MEAC, which is first in the what division are they in? The Northern Division, I think. First in that division, and they're the number 2 seed in the tournament next week. So we'll see how they do. Congratulations to them. Congratulations to UNCG. They won the Southern Conference for the 3rd time in 5 years. So big things happening here on the local scene. Hey, question of the day, because we talked in the opener about, these quarterbacks and, them having a lot of stuff to say about wanting to be involved, personnel decisions, wanting to have some say. And if they're not getting to say, they want to move on, And so the question of the day is this: should superstar athletes exercise more of their star power? Or let me rephrase that. Should they exercise their star power more? And I'm going to toss that out there in light of what we've seen. We've seen it for years in the NBA. The guys in the NBA have been in power for a long time. They've been doing it forever, holding out and forcing trades and getting their buddies traded to their teams so they can create big threes. And, they're in total control. But in the NFL, it seems like, we're starting to see that. It's sort of like a new thing. We're starting to see it more and more. So should these guys exercise more of their superstar power? I'm going to throw it out there to the crew.
Here's the thing. This is a business. Secondly, like I said before the show, nobody owes you anything regardless of what position you play. Mm-hmm. When you get drafted and I sign you to that contract as an organization, it is your job to either prove to me one or 2 things. 1, that you are worth the money I signed you to that day, or 2, you are worth more money than what I signed you to that day because you obviously played it better and exceeded my expectations. Mm-hmm. And if you get to that superstar status, you shouldn't be asking the organization for no handout, so to speak. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't be on your hands and knees like a little crybaby and be like, oh, because this isn't my way and it's not going the way I want it to. Well, this is business.
Okay, I got to follow that up. I think, and everything you said is correct, Birdman, as far as when they're drafted. But I think once they prove that they are a superstar, I think they have the right to go and kind of be more involved in the decision making. Like Russell, like Seattle's Seahawks quarterback. Yep. He went into the office, from my understanding, and said, hey, I'm getting beat up back here. I'm getting old, I'm getting beat up. Either you put me somewhere where I'm not going to get beat up or get me some linemen in here. Yeah. He has the right to do that. Yeah. Deshaun Watson, I don't know, there's rumors about the Houston organization, it's just a whole lot going on. They took his number 1 receiver away. Yeah. So yes, and he has proven that he is a superstar. Yeah. So yes, he should go and force his hand to get to a better place. Because the ultimate goal for any athlete that's playing football in the NFL is to win a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Hey, you done made your money, you got all that secure. Mm-hmm. Everybody is playing to get to the playoffs and to win the Super Bowl. Yeah. So why not, if you're a superstar, hey, let me go somewhere where I have a good chance to get to the Super Bowl. And yes, it's about time that they start speaking up. Yeah. And coming forth. They can use the agents a little bit more. I never hear that the agent is in front of this. They always put the player's name out there. Yeah. And whatnot. But I guess, hey, the agent is communicating the player's wishes.
Yeah.
So yes, it's about time, Big T, because if you go back to the college days, we still struggling whether college players should get money.
Yeah.
And hey, yes, they should get money.
Yeah.
For the money that's made off their backs.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, Big T, yes, the superstars now.
Yeah.
Now, if you a bust, sit on the bench, Cam Newton, you're done. Hey, I gotta put it out there. I mean, you're not that guy anymore. So, but if you're a Deshaun Watson or some of the other well-known guys that are superstars, yes, I think you should go ahead and hey, put it out there. This is my wishes. I don't want to drop back, 3-step drop back and defensive lineman in my face every play.
Yeah.
Get me some linemen to protect me, or send me somewhere else where they do have linemen.
See, that's common sense from the organization, though. The superstar players like Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson, they shouldn't have to come to me or the organization. Let's say if I'm the organization, they shouldn't have to come to me and say, "Hey, look, my offensive line, something wrong here." They shouldn't have to do that, because me being the organization watching the games, I should know, hey, look, something ain't right. The offensive line ain't blocking for my quarterback. We gotta figure out what.
Yeah,
go back to the drawing board.
They're watching the game, but one thing about that, a lot of them probably have never played the game, and they don't understand what the pressure these guys are up under. And when you got 6'5", 280 run a 4.2 coming off the end every play, it's it's a different story. So I guess what the players are saying, hey, if you don't see this, I'm going to help you to see this.
And
I want out, or get me some players in here that's going to help me out.
Right. And Acc, you're correct on that. I just think it's the way that they do it. You see what I'm saying? The way they go about doing it, because you can go behind the scenes and say, hey, look, because there's 11 guys out there. One player ain't going to make a difference. It's going to make a difference to some teams who have 9 or 10 that's really, that one going to take them over the top.
Yeah.
But you got to look what they have in total. And if you feel like, hey, man, we need some more players in here for us to reach our potential. Deshaun Watson, same thing with that. You can't only look at the offense. You got to look at that defense too.
Yeah.
So they got a lot of pieces that they're going to need in order to get to where he want to get to.
Yeah.
But I think it's the way, and like you said, we don't know how that situation went about. But like with Russell Wilson, he did it the right way. He went in and said, hey, look, I'm getting beat up, man. We got to invest more in our linemen. I can deal with that. I can honor that. But, that with Deshaun Watson, hey, man, that just, to me, it just seemed like it got messy and it got out there.
Yeah.
I don't think they expected to get out, that way out there. And it's like, hey, that would be something I'd be cautious on.
Yeah.
Really taking them to another team,
Well, and in the Deshaun Watson situation, there's a lot of innuendo and rumors about, political stuff and things like that. And then, of course, things he was promised that, led to, him being upset because of the things he was promised not being delivered. And so, you feel bad for these guys, but, I kind of agree with what Acc said. When you've earned the respect, when you've earned, there's certain things that you earn. There's certain things that you say, hey, I'm on that level where I think I should. I mean, Tom Brady, Tom Brady left New England because, they weren't listening to him when he said, I need more weapons. I need more help. He even said in an interview, I would have stayed in New England if they would have got me the kind of weapons I saw down here in Tampa Bay, And so he gets down there, and Bruce Arians said, hey, I'm letting him coach, He said, New England didn't let him coach. I'm letting him coach. And so why does he get that kind of power, but certain other guys don't, I mean.
Well, we talked about it earlier, Big T. Now, let me be clear. I'm not going to take it there on this one. TP, go ahead. You can take it down.
But, hey, Acc, I'm going to put this in there. Look how many Super Bowl rings he done won.
Yeah, I know.
And he brought some of his old boys in there too.
Yeah.
He brought Gronk in there, and he brought Brown back with him. Yeah. So, they let him do whatever he wanted to do.
You can't argue with results, right?
Right.
You know, I mean, because hey, everything he did led to another ring. So, you know, the other guys, you know, but I still feel like maybe they don't get the kind of, you know, say that Tom Brady has, but they should get some kind of say. You know, I mean, I'm not saying they can hold the franchise hostage, but they should have some say so. TP, you look like you got some thoughts there.
Well, I was gonna say, you know, it kind of goes back to what we were talking about the other week. You know, we were talking about the other week, you know, when I was saying Tom Brady was making sure them guys that he had knew how to defend him, especially at his age.
Yeah.
Now, y'all may disagree with me, but I feel like Lamar Jackson needs help.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I do. I feel like he could be so much more than what he is. I just feel like they're just not tapping into what he truly needs in order to take that team further. Now, does this come down to a certain persuasion, or does it come down to saying that I'm not going to give you more money or give you what you need until you do something else?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. All right, everybody. Man, I'm telling you, this segment goes so fast. It flies by. I can't believe it's over already, but we got one more segment left. That's the wrap up, and we'll do that on the other side of the break. You're listening to The Crossover at Home.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
It's time now for the crossover wrap-up report. Let's send it back to the tunnel crew.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. And real quick, you can catch this live at home edition every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. on YouTube at our Love and Faith channel. It's Love and Faith Radio on YouTube. Once you're there, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and then catch the original audio edition on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. on WLJFradio.com. All right, it's time for the wrap up, and real quick, I want to throw a couple of quick mentions out there. The Bucks finally closed out a game that they were trailing going into the fourth quarter. They hadn't won one all season, and the Greek Freak, he showed out. He was hitting threes, he was hitting free throws, and they beat the Clippers 105-100. Messed me up on the picks, and the Lakers snapped their 4-game losing streak. They beat Portland. And they beat Golden State by 26 points, embarrassing them. So they've now won 2 in a row. And then the Knicks, they're 18-17, their record. Their fans went all out in the street celebrating like they had won the championship. So that's how bad it's been for Knicks fans. So there you go. All right, last week's standings. Me, Radar, Bromel, and Aggie P finished first with 2-2 records. Birdman and TP went 1-3 last week, and Stats bringing up the rear at 0-4. So There you go for the standings for last week. I forgot to bring the overall standings with me, so I don't have those, but that's the standings for last week. Now let's go ahead and look at this week's picks, and we'll go ahead and tell everybody what the picks are. We got I think it's number 5 versus number 2 Michigan, and they're playing right now. That game started when our show started, so that pick is locked. You know how we said you can change your mind?
You can't do it.
You can't do it on that one. That one's locked because they should be about halftime. And then we got Duke UNC on Saturday night. Got Michigan versus Michigan State. They played twice this week, and we had to pick out of those 2 games. We had to say either a Michigan sweep, Michigan State sweep, or split. Then we got the All-Star game on Sunday night, and you had to pick either Team Giannis or Team LeBron. And then you also had to give a leading scorer or an MVP. Choose one, not both. And the winner of that pick is the person who gets the winning team and the high score, the winning team and the MVP. Or the winning team and the closest score. So that's the things there. And then we threw an alternate pick in here that will not count unless one of those other games gets canceled. Unfortunately, we got to do this every week now because of COVID. And that's the Suns at the Lakers on Tuesday night. So I'll go ahead and jump on in there, give you mine first. I took Michigan over Illinois, Carolina over Duke. I took Michigan to sweep Michigan State. I took Team LeBron to win 164 to 157. And then I took the Lakers over the Suns in that game. Let's go with Bird for his picks.
All right, so I have Illinois, UNC, and it's a split, 1-1 split. I have Team LeBron and Kawhi Leonard as the MVP of the All-Star game and the Lakers.
All right, let's go to the Queen, the First Lady. Give us your picks.
We'll divert to you.
All right. You just tell me if these or if you want to change any of them. You said you wanted Michigan, UNC, Michigan to sweep Michigan State, Team LeBron, LeBron James as the All-Star MVP, and the Suns over the Lakers. So there you go. All right, she gave the thumbs up. All right, Radar, give us yours. Oh, unmute. You're on mute, brother.
Thank you for giving me the floor. I apologize for being on mute. I'm going with Illinois,
okay.
Duke, the East winning,
okay,
196 to 202, I think it was. I put.
You got 208 to 196.
208 to 196 it is. And my last pick.
You got the Suns for the alternate NBA game. And then you forgot the Michigan State, Michigan. You picked a split.
I picked a split. Yes, that's it.
Okay. All right. Bro Mel, your turn.
Yeah, I took Michigan, UNC, sweep with Michigan, over Michigan State, the East. And I got Joel Embiid. That would be the leading scorer.
Okay. And for your alternate pick, you got the Suns.
Got the Suns.
Got the Suns. All right, Aggie P.
Yes, sir. I got Michigan over Illinois, UNC over Duke. Then I got Michigan coming back with the sweep. Then I got the Greek Freak, Team Greek Freak. And I got my man Harden because he don't want to do nothing but shoot, so he's going to be the leading scorer. And just in case, I took the Lakers.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and I'll read stats because he didn't make it tonight, but he gave me his picks. He's got Michigan, UNC, Michigan to sweep Michigan State, Team Giannis, Harden as the leading scorer in the All-Star game, and the Lakers over the Suns. So there you go. The picks are locked and loaded. I don't know if anybody has had a chance to see that Michigan-Illinois score, but where do we stand? Does anybody know?
I will personally look that up.
Okay, all right, let us know. All right, let's go ahead and do our shout outs or our shut up and play candidates. And we're going to start with the Queen. Give us your shout out or shut up and play candidate.
I want to give a shout out to Victor that was on The Voice for AMC. He sang John Legend's song.
Okay.
And of course, he shouted out the illustrious North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University. But we saved the best for last. So I want to give him a shout out.
All right.
Aggie Pride.
There you go.
The score update currently right now is Illinois is on top of Michigan 30-22.
Oh, no. All right. The picks might be blown up real quick.
Oh, we got a long ways to go, Big T.
I know. All right, Aggie P, go ahead and give us yours.
Oh, my shout out, of course, is to the Aggies, not only in basketball, men and women, but also to the Aggies track team. If I'm not mistaken, I think they're ranked number 3 in the nation.
Okay, all right.
And I have to research that, Big T, but yeah, they on my timeline, they have been doing some mighty big things against the big schools. They don't want that blue and gold to walk out on the track, the Alabamas and all of them boys. And I'm laid back all swole, say, look at my boys.
Chest out.
Yeah, chest out. I'm proud of the Aggies, man. Good job, fellas and ladies.
All right, Bro Mel.
Just give a shout out to Elon, man. They don't won 4 games in a row in men's basketball going into the tournament. So, the sad thing about it, we only played 15 games this year.
That's all right.
We're going into the tournament on a high note, and I think we can get to the finals, man. We continue to play.
All right. Birdman.
All right, I gotta shut up and play.
This
is to my sorry ACC Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Shut up and play. Please don't blame everything on the coach. Don't blame no close scores. Just be quiet and just play.
Shut up and play. All right, Radar. Give us your candidate.
Oh yeah, I would like to give my shout out for Stacey Abrams, the activist turned politician that has recently been nominated for an Oscar for her documentary that was about voter suppression. I wanted to give her a special shout out.
All right. And my shout out goes to Leonard Hamilton at Florida State. He just signed a 5-year extension. Hey, tell me, how many of y'all knew that he's been there 19 years? I didn't realize he'd been there that long. I mean, I remember when he was the Miami coach, and it don't seem like it was that long ago, but 19 years at Florida State, got 396 career coaching wins there. That's number 1 in school history. He just signed a big 5-year extension. So congratulations, Leonard Hamilton. Keep doing what you're doing, man. He looks like he might win the regular season again this year. So there we go. Couple of
halftime in the Michigan and Illinois is 33-22 Illinois.
Okay. All right. There we go. All right. A couple of quick mentions before we get out of here because we got a little bit of time. Alex Smith, quarterback for the Washington football team, 36 years old. You might recall he had 17 surgeries on that leg and was out for a year and a half, came back and got into the lineup after 5 games this year, led the Washington football team to a 5-1 record, 7-9 overall record. They won the division. They're going to cut him. They announced this week they're going to probably let him go. He said he still wants to play, so he'll probably end up somewhere next year. And, he won Comeback Player of the Year based on what he did this year. So I hope that he finds a nice soft landing spot there. And then New Orleans upset Utah last night. And Zion went off, basically tore Defensive Player of the Year Rudy Gobert up. And what we saw was a Zion that was basically throwing his body around, throwing his weight around, which is something we've been waiting to see since he came in there. Rudy Gobert didn't want no part of that. So,
big fella.
Yeah, 26 points. Hey, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. We got a few seconds left for the Queen, for Aggie P.
No weapon.
For Radar.
Narrow way.
For Bro Mel.
It's all about Jesus.
There you go. For the Birdman. I'm your man, Big T, signing off and saying, no matter where you are, look up and know that your creator's there. Until next time, see ya, and we might want to be you.
The Tunnel Crew don't play unless we have something to say.